He's back again. He steps on. He's hit. He stumbles. He is throwing it deep for the end zone, and it is batted around and incomplete. And the game is over.
Ooh, had the back door. Oh, Simmons threw it in reverse. Oh my God! Deep to right field, way up there and way out of here. Second and one. Here's Hughes giving it across. Oh, what a save! Never on hold. Oh my goodness!
Welcome back to the Broad Street Benchwarmers podcast, presented to you by Hungry Dog Sports Blog. If you have not listened to the last two videos, the link is in the description. We are uploading all the time. We're ready to go with this NBA bubble and this MLB season, so go check it out. We're putting out some great content.
Yeah.
But
we are changing the game with our 30 followers. We are really
Hey guys.
we are reaching an untapped market now.
Yep.
Because there's never been a Philadelphia sports podcast before.
There's never been a Philadelphia sports podcast with an affiliated blog under a different name.
yes.
Yeah.
And if you do not recognize the voice, we have with us the legendary, long-suffering Washington football team fan, the legend, George Patterson Cross.
Ooh, middle name. We're using middle name. Yeah, all right. Hey guys, it's me. Every day is a painful effort to live. Some days I wish I woke up in a Buccaneers uniform, like my brother.
We all do, George. We all.
Or
we all
Saints. Saints would be
the light of Tom Brady, but we don't.
Yeah, we'd all love him, I think.
But we are here to talk today about said Washington football team.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think we should just start off additions, departures. I mean, what are we thinking? We add Kyle Allen, Carolina.
Yeah, so I think the thing here is like it's the Washington football team. Like they're not getting Tom Brady here. They're not getting any of these super, crazy additions. But it's every step's, important. Like stuff like Kendall Fuller and improving our secondary. That's really important.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle Allen's going to be a good backup, especially because we got his coach here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like you guys trading and departures again, Quentin Dunbar. I thought that was before what happened, I thought that was not a great move. But
obviously, Dan Snyder has 2020
Yeah.
vision here, and he saw into the future. He knew there would be a controversy, and we won. We won.
Yeah, it's just like one of the 20 Washington football team controversies, but it's fine.
In the last few months, we've had
Dan Snyder, the name,
50
Quinn Dunbar.
controversies.
And I guess as far as the additions go, I think the secondary, I think Kendall Fuller is comparable. I looked up his PFF grade and it's like 60, which isn't great.
I mean, he was one of the worst players in that secondary for that Kansas City team. So I think you have to look at it as, it's the best they could get. But $40 million for that, and especially with the way Dunbar played last season, again, before the incident with the way Dunbar played last season, I think, not the best move. But
every trade a win right there. We're off-season champions.
Then we look at the drafts, and I think it was an obvious pick for you at number 2. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It was
obviously Justin
But
No, sorry, Chase Young. We picked
George
Chase.
is a Justin Herbert stan for those who have not recognized it. He, for some reason, loves the Oregon quarterback for an unknown reason.
You know what? Maybe I like his hair. That's all it has to be, really, these days. But yeah, Chase Young was an amazing pick by our staff. And for a while there, they got me going, and I was really worried it was going to be Tua. I was really worried. But you know what?
I mean, there were rumors.
There were
Yeah.
rumors
guys
that
put
were
out
all
that draft
unfounded,
noise.
and
Yeah.
Frank.
You guys put out that draft noise. You were cranking it out. That's
Look,
what.
it's
that's what
smart.
you
We
do.
were trying to generate trade interest. It was the long con.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if we could trade down even one spot, the person up, picks up, Tua. We trade down a spot, we get Chase Young, and we get something a little extra,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. That would be our eventual goal. Obviously, it didn't play out that way, but we still got Chase Young, and that's all that matters. Best, pick in
a game record.
Yeah.
A game record. I mean, you look at the production at Ohio State, just his ability to come off the edge and get sacks, even one-handed with his power moves. It's just something that we haven't seen in this league since Myles Garrett. And if the Cincinnati Bengals had not needed a quarterback, I think he would have been a unanimous number one. I think he was the unanimous best player in that draft.
Yeah.
I think unanimously he is still considered the best player in the draft, just skill-wise.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals desperately needed a QB, though, and everybody knew it. So, Redskins didn't bother trading up, all of that noise, and it all works out.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know you, Adam. You might disagree, but I still think he might be better than. I think he's better than Garrett. Better than
I think he will
Clowney.
be.
A better prospect?
A better prospect. Yeah.
He's a better prospect, like 100%.
I think just out of pure athleticism, Myles Garrett was a specimen that, I mean, I don't think can be replicated. But at the same time, I think as far as production that Chase Young accomplished, I think that he's definitely ahead in that. As much as it hurts me to say that as a Penn State fan.
Yeah, I think I like if you look at like his prospect grades and all of that, I have a feeling I think the Chase Youngs are Nick Bosa here. Okay, that's my guess right now.
I don't think he'll transform them into a playoff team like they did, but
I think
he will still make them exponentially better. He could be a Pro Bowler like Nick Bosa. I don't know.
I think that Chase Young is going to be a mighty good D lineman. He's going to the big thing is we already have like our D line's basically just first rounders at this point. So it's already
Kerrigan.
All that stuff.
Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. Yeah, you said.
And what the big thing with Chase Young is, it's not that he's necessarily going to get a lot of sacks. It's that he's going to create more opportunities for the D line to create pressure. Because people are probably going to try and double team him. There's going to be a lot of pressure from him, and that's going to lead to a lot more sacks from the other players, not necessarily just him. And that's the big thing.
And we've seen how double teaming Chase Young goes.
Oh, yeah.
If it is all college, it does not go well. I know that from experience.
Of watching Penn State fan? Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes. Very sad.
I mean, like, it's, I think that he obviously is not going to, unless, we change the team, scrap it from the bottom and, rinse it out. We're not going to, like, the playoffs with him probably and anytime soon. But, I think he'll help transform our defense, especially with the help of Ron Rivera. And I think he's going to be one of the new, like, key players. And I think he's really going to help us out. Like, I don't like to make guarantees like this, G3 and stuff like that. I don't like to make guarantees about that, or of Washington team fan. So anyway, it's like I'm wary about these kinds of picks because I have bad experience with them. And I always feel weird about first round picks. Feels like a lot of investment in one player, but from what I've seen, he's going to be really good. And if he lives up to that, I'll be a lot happier.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit, even though Fletcher Cox, a lot of people still think he's elite. In a few years, he probably will be the best defensive lineman in the division by a mile, I think. Because by that time, Graham and Cox are probably going to be regressed. I can't see Leonard Williams being great for the Giants. Dexter Lawrence, no. Tank Lawrence is still good, but I think Chase Young is still better. So.
And Tank Lawrence, is around the same age as Fletcher Cox. He's around 30. So this is really about, the youth movement in Washington and getting guys in, not necessarily based on need, but on pure talent and just ability to wreck a game and change his football team. And that's exactly what Chase Young was.
No, but I'm just going to say this right now. The thing that really scares me about Chase Young, like all these young guys coming into the division, is just the Eagles are going to get so old in a few years that our team is just going to become a disaster. Because once Kelsey retires, once Cox retires, I cannot see us be a low cow in the division like the aforementioned football team. But I think if we don't invest in the both offensive defensive lines in the future, and I mean the Dillard pick made sense in hindsight, but it doesn't look great. And moving Jason Peters to right guard is still it's not going to be
38-year-old Jason Peters.
Yeah. The corpse of Jason Peters will not be comparable to Brandon Brooks. But
the problem with the Eagles is that they are trying to bring in this youth movement. The problem is that they're not drafting well.
Yeah, that's literally the worst. That's the biggest issue with Howie Roseman for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I think we should move on to the other draft picks if we want to for the Redskins. Yeah. So obviously, none of them really compare to Chase Young because Chase Young, best player in the draft. But there's the two AGs, AG and AGG, Antonio Gibson and Antonio Gandy. Now, I especially compared to another team in the area in Philadelphia, the Washington team had a really nice draft, I think. Well, not really nice. A good draft.
I mean, I love that Antonio Gibson pick. I watched him in bowl games.
For the Boise State, right?
For Washington. Yep. Nah.
It was Memphis.
Again, Memphis. Yeah.
Oh.
Watching him in those bowl games, he is fast. Like, really fast.
Okay.
And so, if you can initiate speed and weapons for Dwayne Haskins and get him a number 2 behind McLaurin, who I know is your guy, I mean,
You're talking about Golden?
That's progress right there. No, I'm talking about Gibson.
Gibson's he's a running back.
Football expert Adam Dunn.
I think you're talking about. Well, Gibson is. I'm pretty sure he is pretty fast.
You got to keep that in. That's so good. That's too good.
Please no.
Gibson will be a good number 2 behind. Depending on how he plays, might be ahead of AP, might be behind Darius Geis. That's where I would see him fit in.
Yeah.
In front of an aging AP, behind Darius Geis as his speedy backup because to counter his injury-prone play style.
Wait, didn't you get like Bryce Love last year too? Like,
that happened. Oh, you don't know a lot about him. I mean, he's kind of a variable there. Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do with AP. I don't know what we're gonna do with AP.
I think Chris Thompson's a free agent. Yeah, he's gone. He is on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rest his soul. Going 2-14 this season.
Just so. We got Love, we got Antonio Gibson, and we got Darius Geis. What are they gonna do with AP? What are they gonna do with AP? No, what are they gonna do with him? That's my question. Because
I don't know. I think it's easy to release him in training camp, to be honest.
I would say release him. I don't know if there's an opportunity to trade him as.
I don't think he would get much.
I think he's a good mentor for these guys in this running back
group. He's really good, but
it seems obvious that he doesn't want to be there as well to me. I mean, it's back at that game against Philly where he wouldn't even play if he wasn't the starter. You know what I'm saying? So for me, release him, give him an opportunity to play somewhere else. Let that youth, because that's really the theme of this season. You're not going to win games, no matter what. You need.
But so what I think they're gonna kind of push him into like what I think they're doing with Alex Smith, which is moving him to. They're basically like paying him to manage and like help with the current players more than actually play. Alex Smith just got cleared, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think he's gonna get a lot of playing time. I think he's mostly gonna be basically just being paid to be a general manager.
Yeah. And it sucks because I mean I loved what Alex Smith did for Haskins.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Alex Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really sad because Alex Smith's been overshadowed, and now he's hopefully if he becomes kind of like a coaching role, eventually he'll develop something really big. Yeah. That's nice. That would be really cool.
Yeah. And he's 34 years old. I mean,
he's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a Shazier situation where I think the injury is just so bad that I don't want him to risk it, but like if he wants to, he can go ahead.
Yeah, I think he's cleared for play, so obviously I think he wants.
He's capable.
I don't know if he wants to play, but he's somewhat comfortable with play.
Yeah, he can.
I don't know
think
that
they should- I don't
Washington
think
is
they should
able
play
to
him.
give him that opportunity. I don't know that they're able
Yeah,
to
I
give
think
him
they're
that
all in with
opportunity, to be
Haskins
honest.
at this
I
point.
think he's
think
gonna be
they're all in with
at any
Haskins,
point.
and
He's third string, I think, at this point.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not
fine.
even.
And I think
Yeah, Kyle
Yeah.
Allen.
But I mean, if you really think about it, Dwayne Haskins was third string.
Dwayne Haskins was never third string, George.
Yeah, he was
Dwayne
like the
Haskins
15th
was
pick.
never third string. He was the 13th pick. He
Mm,
was
somewhere around
always going to play football games.
what did
He
you
was
say?
He was
always-
gonna play so many more football games in the future for the football team. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Here's hoping because the last few QBs, not counting, discounting Kirk Cousins and stuff.
And that leads us to our next question.
Wait,
What is your
No.
confidence in Dwayne Haskins?
no, I wanted to talk about Antonio Gandy Golden.
All right, we're talking about Antonio Gandy.
He only talked about
This
two
is so important to
picks,
you.
We talked
Adam.
about Antonio Gibson, who you thought was a wide receiver.
I think he meant to talk about AGG, who got 13,000 or 100
13.
Liberty
Oh my god.
University.
receiving yards. Big dumb stupid idiot. 1,300
Liberty
receiving yards his senior year. Played for Liberty, so not amazing competition, not playing against the best defensive backs in the college to ever be play or something like that. But listen, 1,300 yards, that's enough to that's
Yeah.
good enough for
Scale.
yeah. So like when I'm looking at that, I'm thinking Dwayne Haskins was third round, and we just got this fourth rounder. Maybe he'll be kind of similar to how Dwayne
Dwayne
Haskins.
Haskins was third round?
Yeah,
Dwayne Haskins was taken in the first round.
no, he wasn't.
He was the 15th.
Oh no, I know. I
pick.
meant Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I was about to say what the.
I meant Terry McLaurin. I'm dumb. I meant Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
Terry McLaurin was taken in the third round, another wide receiver. But I was hoping you guys didn't realize that because wide receivers, but they're both wide receivers, both taken mid, late. Well, Terry McLaurin's a little earlier, obviously, but he
Terry
played good.
McLaurin was proven, though.
Yeah, but
Played at Ohio State. And he was
but
good.
AGG still played good, and he's
Yeah.
I think he's widely still considered not like a huge steal, but like a good pick for the fourth round. Like pick wise, that's a pretty good pick, and I think that he has like the potential to be a big, late round kind of surprise.
Just to inject youth and weapons for Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really important because I think we got a few youthful players now for Dwayne Haskins to develop with now because now he's got young guys that he can build chemistry with. Like, well, Terry McLaurin and him are obviously, already got a lot. We're kind of a dynamic duo right there. But now he's got AGG, he's got other receivers, he's got the Antonio Gibson, who he can kind of build some chemistry with.
Yeah.
I think that's really helpful. The other picks, there's nothing super notable. They're all average for their pick size. O tackle, O lineman, linebacker, safety, defensive end.
Which you do need help on your line after trading Trent Williams. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh that line. But we still got Brandon Scherf, so I'm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brandon Scherf's elite.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't know why it made so many rounds in the media, but getting Thaddeus Moss as a UDFA,
Thaddeus Moss.
kind of fire. Like I will give some credit.
I'm with you.
Thaddeus Moss, he's a free agency steal. I would consider him just because he
Yeah.
was supposed to go late round. Obviously, he's not like oh wow, he was supposed to go in the third round.
Yeah, he's not like a
No.
he's not like
But-
a Cole Kmet.
But
For
he's still
him,
good. That's still-
he comes from that family. He'll be
He's
a
got
great
blood-
jump
he's got
ball
the
guy
blood.
for you.
He
Yeah.
was on that LSU team and he was
For him
serviceable.
for him to sign with your team could,
Well, the
Make
the
some
story about why he
organizational
signed
wins.
with the football team, right? No, well, he got offers from I think he got offers from the Patriots, and the
Yeah.
reason he went with football team, and apparently they were better offers, was because they asked first. That's the
Yeah.
true story.
Yeah.
Is that he was like, they were the first ones to come to me, so I went with them because
Yeah.
even after the Patriots came and gave him a better deals and obviously a better chance at getting glory, he still went with the team that put their faith in him first.
Mhm.
I think it's just a cool story, like a little anecdote.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty cool. And I think it shows that he doesn't. Not personality wise. I know it's not a huge deal, but I think that's all right.
Yeah, it's just so good pickup.
very cool, George.
Very cool.
It's a fun anecdote.
Very,
very,
cool.
very cool.
That's what the point of this was. Give some fun anecdotes. All right, time for the real deal. Dwayne
What
Haskins.
It's your confidence in Dwayne Haskins.
My confidence in Dwayne Haskins is like, okay, so you know what, like, this looks like a little tiny fingers, so like microscopic level of confidence right there. But I think there's a good ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if he can replicate the last 2 games he played more, and remember, that's almost, he started like 5 games, so
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to exactly nail it down. And like his first 2 games, his QB rating is in the gutter. It's trash. But
even those last 2 games, though, you have to admit that even though he was efficient statistically wise, that team was not playing winning football. And I mean, you watch that Eagles game again against us. I mean, obviously, he has a great first half. You watch it near the end, he just can't muster anything up.
I think that is not. I don't know if it's 100% on him. The whole the issue. I think that's more of the coaching staff.
I agree with that. But there's, to an extent, and I talked about it last episode. Shout out QB Special Part 2. But I mean, Dwayne Haskins was playing like his feet were in quicksand.
You can say that he played like quicksand, but he still ran for 23 yards. His longest run against the Eagles was 23 yards. He scrambled.
George, I watched that run. That was a product of our defensive line being single-handedly bodied by Brandon Sheriff.
Maybe you should draft some like really good defensive line products if you want to like prevent that in the future.
Yeah.
Like, there's this really cool guy. Oh wait, we got him. Sorry.
I don't know, man. We drafted this dude out of Temple.
Oh, we drafted.
Better watch out. This Temple guy. You better watch out. You better watch out. 6th round. You better watch out.
Yeah, I think. Listen, obviously, I mean, I think his issues was more product of being jumpy his rookie year, and he wasn't like. I don't think he was. Like, they didn't really teach him the playbook very well. I think the coaching staff was pretty off. And obviously, Jigger gets replaced, and there's an interim coach put in. But that's still, like, for a while, even when he's not starting, he's still trying to learn. And the main guy that's supposed to help him out doesn't like him. The main guy that's supposed to help him out didn't even want him.
Yeah.
So, like, can you blame him for having issues?
Yeah.
Can you blame him for failing a little bit? But in the end... Even look, so obviously he's starting out, it's really bumpy. He's got, bad QB ratings. And statistically, he plays all right. Obviously, pressure gets to him a bit. But I think if he replicates the last 2 games he played, evens it out a little bit, something around those numbers for an entire season, I'll like him. And that's what I'm hoping he does. Obviously, I don't have any expectations because I'm a football team fan. It feels really weird to say. I'm a Washington fan. And obviously don't have any expectations for a quarterback because they seem to get crushed over and over. Kirk Cousins is gone. Alex Smith gets grievously injured. RG3. And in the end, it is what it is. Dwayne Haskins either fails horribly and Kyle Allen steps in and suddenly, oh my God, Kyle Allen's the best player ever. And then we trade Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen and best player ever should never be said together.
Kyle Allen becomes the best player ever, and then we trade him the next season. That's the best part.
Trade with the Patriots, yeah.
Me with Dwayne Haskins.
But I think Dwayne Haskins, I think, so again, his last few games, I got obviously, his best game is the Giants. So, but the Eagles still playoff team, and they still did all right against them.
Yeah.
So, if he can replicate that, he has the opportunity to grow and become. I don't think he's gonna be this big, Peyton Manning. I don't know what to compare him to. I don't know if he's gonna be this big, early, really good player. But I think he'll suffice if he does decent. He'll suffice for however many seasons we keep him before he gets cut and we find a good free agent or we trade him or we draft somebody new. And also, I think obviously the pressure might get to him this coming season, but I think he's got. If you look at his Instagram, if you If you look at like videos of him,
You're gonna count his Instagram.
I love.
You're gonna
Dwayne
count his
Haskins.
off-season
I follow
workouts.
GH_Simba7 on Instagram. Yeah, okay. So I mean, I guess since you talked about Jay Gruden, like the interim coach, I mean, I think Ron Rivera is actually a quality coach.
Yeah,
I think he's the best option you could have had. I think seeing the hires like Joe Judge and Kevin Stefanski, like that's probably one of the better ones in the offseason. So good job.
If anybody's gonna figure out Dwayne Haskins, it's gonna be Ron Rivera.
Yeah. So with Dwayne Haskins, obviously the pressure is gonna be like all-time high this coming season. But I think he's gonna have a lot of drive, and I think we see that in the offseason with his like workouts and stuff. But I think he has a lot of drive because I think he knows he's basically got two options here. If he sinks, then they're either going to trade down this year, or then they're going to draft T-Law. I think that we have an opportunity there, or he'll float, and those are his only options. And I think he really doesn't want to, become a second stringer, get cut, and not find a team. And I think that's a big fear of his. So he really has this. I think he has a bigger drive now than he did last season. I think there's a bigger thing there.
Wait, Adam, who's that Oregon tackle? Because the
Oregon tackle,
the Oregon tackle that's going to be in the draft next year, like Sewell or something, right?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they need a Trent Williams replacement, and that would help so much.
I bet that might be a pick, depending on how badly.
And
sorry.
I mean, they
Trent
could go
Williams
for
wasn't going to play because of the situation.
Look, it all depends right now. Haskins sinks or floats, I think. That's all it is right here. Are the team record, well, obviously no playoff wins here. No playoffs, period here. But just our record, our draft pick, it's all on Haskins right now.
Yeah,
everything.
For sure.
If Haskins sinks, the team sinks.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot of effort in there.
Yeah.
I think the main thing for me with Dwayne Haskins to improve is just going to be confidence.
Yeah.
He doesn't look confident on the football field. It's simple. And it's hard to be confident when this team is awful.
And the team hates you. The team hates you too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he can improve his confidence throwing the ball down the field, work on his accuracy. He has an arm.
Yeah, he definitely has an arm.
He has an arm. Obviously, in college, Ethan John can tell you what he did at Ohio State. Yeah. I can tell you what he did at Ohio State. He tore up my Penn State defense. And so, I mean, it comes down to whether Ron Rivera can help him out and this coaching staff can help him out. Mm-hmm. And whether these weapons around him are enough to help him develop. And I love Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
I mean, George obviously loves Terry McLaurin a lot more than me. Despite his just Antonio Goldie Gibson speech, I don't see what else is around him right now, and that really is telling for me what I think the production of this offense is going to be for me going into the 2020 NFL season.
I can't. Let's move on to Ron Rivera, I think.
Yeah.
And I obviously these questions, the Washington football team expert. Ron Rivera. I think that, especially with Chase Young, with the D line that he's got, I think he's got an opportunity to create a really good defense. Not obviously, I mean, like not amazing, out of this world, but pretty good, especially for the team, the rest of the team, especially the D line. I think the D line is going to be like a very good D line this coming season. I think it's going to be like a top tier.
You have to look at the secondary though.
When the secondary is obviously a big
corner
problem.
You have is Kendall Fuller.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what young guys you have. I don't know what you have there. Landon Collins. Yeah, who's obviously a top tier safety, even though he didn't perform the way a lot of people thought he was going to last season. But I still think that's a talented guy. But with this being a rebuilding team, I don't really know where he fits either. You're paying him the most money of a safety in the NFL. Like, it's hard to really determine sometimes the direction this team is going.
I feel like this reminds you of like a meme I saw a while ago where it was like, and Chase Young with his 5th sack of the game. Redskins lose 42-7.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, the defense, the D line is. I think it's gonna. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I forget the stats on this. I'm pretty sure we actually last season we still had a statistically like pressure wise good D line.
Mhm.
So especially with Chase Young there. You already talked about Chase Young, but
it was top. It was middle tier. I think it was like 14th or 15th.
Yeah. And I think now it's gonna be heavily improved. And I think we're gonna see it like. But here's the big problem with Rivera that I have. He is playing like every position in like coaching, general man. He's doing everything literally everything.
Oh, that's like Chip
The
Kelly.
full Chip
Oh my
Kelly
God.
package. Yeah.
The
Oh my God.
problem is,
There we go.
I don't want you to care about this. Hire me and I'll mark football. I don't want a marketing manager. That's my job. I want a guy who can go out there and convince Dwayne Haskins to float. I don't want a guy to, give us a W for a logo.
Yeah. No, that's not a good look.
It's the waste management logo.
Oh, yeah.
It's a waste.
Yeah, it is a waste.
Like your team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, you figured out the joke, Adam.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. If you
So
guys
we can talk about the very
Gonna go into our
below
record
average
now?
record. Yeah, I have it all written down right here. We're
So,
not going to
alright,
go game by game. We're just going to give a number.
I'm gonna hear George's.
Yeah, you can go ahead with your prediction. We're just gonna go
team by team, or
we
No, we're not gonna hear the game.
you can pick out some games, I guess, but just say like
so-
the general record, and maybe you can maybe say the few teams that you beat.
Washington football team.
Yeah.
Ready for this one?
All right.
I was going 6-10.
Whoa.
Yeah. Big series.
Is that third or fourth in the division? I'm
That is
guessing
third.
I mean,
better than New York, I assume. Wow.
The big thing, the big, I would say, noticeable thing. Week 1, I have us beating the Eagles.
What?
Oh. Wow.
That's why I was. That's why I told you guys were gonna be mad.
It's a very
I
Eagles
have
thing to do.
I have like every individual playoff game predictions, but obviously you don't want to go.
Adam, come back. Adam, come back.
I'm being serious. You guys beat us the next time. We just beat you week 1. Like it's the same thing with the Giants. We beat them at home. They beat us at their home. That's what I did with that because I think that's fair, honestly.
There is so much of a bigger talent differential between us.
Keep talking, but
you.
when it comes down to it, Adam, you'll see.
Okay, I'll see.
If you want some more records, I can start spitting out my terrible records.
Should I go next, or Eighth and John should go?
Yeah, I guess I'll
Johnny.
go. I think they won't get any more than 5 wins if I'm gonna be honest. Which is, I'm not saying 5-11. I'll say closer to 4-12.
Yeah. So
But-
when I said 6-10, that's more. It's aggressive reach right there. I think that's the max they can probably do.
Yeah, that's their ceiling.
I agree.
That's
But
their
I
agree with
want that. That's what I want. So I'm obviously if I'm writing history and I get to write the next season.
Yeah.
6-10.
Like we would say, you want the Eagles to go 12-4, but that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all.
Ooh.
10-6. That's what I have on the paper.
Yeah, I said
You have
10-6.
10-6.
Yeah,
10-6.
which is it's just not great. It's not.
Oh. Ooh.
I mean, we went 9-7 the past 2 years, but whatever. Okay, yeah. So I'll say for the for the wins, I said against Cleveland.
I can't.
Okay, and then I have you guys going on a little bit of a streak. 2 games. You beat the Giants at home, and then you beat the Lions on the road.
And then the
And
Bengals.
then I guess their second to last game against Carolina, I'll say you win because I have no confidence.
You have us
in them.
losing to the Bengals?
I can't.
Monster!
I
We're at home.
Even I don't have that.
I didn't want to say they were going to 3 game. I think it's a
I'm
toss
with
up
you.
between
I get what you're
Detroit. It's a toss up between Detroit and Cincinnati. They'll win
I'll have
either
you
one
the
of those
that
games.
we win. If you guys want to hear me like spitball it really quick, I have us beat the Eagles. the first time. I have us beat the Rams. I have us beat the Giants, the Lions, the Bengals, and the Panthers. So the big reaches there are Eagles and Rams. The big things are the Eagles and Rams. Those are probably the biggest.
Yeah, the other games are fine.
So,
Explain your rationale for the Rams on that.
The Rams, I don't think they're a good team.
Yeah, they're
massively overrated. They've fallen off.
They
lost Todd Gurley. Like,
yeah, they can do.
I think they're right for the taking right there.
And
for the win.
Yeah, I know we said in our first episode they might end up being the worst team in that division if Arizona exceeds up to expectations. Because I mean, Seattle is obviously better. San Francisco is better. So I don't know. It's very close.
But I also have their division being incredibly stacked. So
I mean, it probably is the best, the most rounded division of football.
I don't think you understand how stacked I made their division. You guys want me to spitball? Or no, I'll let you.
Yeah. We can just keep. Adam, you can say they're going like 2-14, which is probably what he said.
You're on the money.
Oh, I said I was right. 2-14.
I have Giants going
2-14. I have you guys beating the Giants.
The Bengals.
And I have you guys beating the Bengals. That is it.
Okay, the Lions, Panthers, I think we beat.
Yeah, Panthers are bad.
And we don't have Ron Rivera anymore. We have Ron Rivera.
They have Matt Rule.
Field. And I think Matthew Stafford, Ethan's boy.
Oh, yeah, he's my guy.
And takes over.
Matthew Stafford's a pretty
And then Carolina, I just
think
the
McCaffrey game
is a lot better. Yeah, and the McCaffrey game. I know you guys' run defense is good, but I think their defense can get to Dwayne Haskins.
I mean, they did lose a lot. They lost McCoy. They lost Bradbury. Like their secondary is terrible. Their secondary is done.
They drafted. They still have weapons.
They do have Derek Brown, but like,
yeah,
the corpse of Kawan Short is not going to do much.
All right, so you guys want to talk about just NFC East in general?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, should we just give off our entire?
I kind of want to now.
Yeah, we might as well just. Oh, you know what we should do, Adam? We should save this for a little bit, and then this should just be our prediction episode. Let's go.
Yeah, let's just. You could probably make a cut if you want. So there's one that's for the Washington football team and one for the predictions. If you want to do a cut right here and do another intro or something.
The Eagles too.
We're gonna do an entire NFL prediction, Adam.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Should we just do that?
NFL.
Yeah. Should we do that?
You want to just do a cut like right here?
Yeah. Should we just stop this here? Stop.